Hi guys, my name's Jake. This is Canadian Cutting Edge, and today we're taking a look at a knife by Sanrenmu. Yes, you see the word land there. That's one of their sub-brands. And this is like a full-size knife. They tend to have their other brand names when they do the full-size and larger knives, like Real Steel is their bigger knives. Sanrenmu knives are generally less than 3 inches. This guy's over 3 inches. Locking knife, liner lock. Sandvik steel, good-looking knife. It's a little hard to flick with my left hand. I'm getting gooder at it. I'm not getting gooder at talking, but I'm getting gooder at flicking. So if you're interested at all in this knife or this one, please stick around. You might want to hit pause right during the transition time. Go to the description section and use my links to go buy one of these knives from GearBest because they're in stock again. At least they're in stock when I'm releasing this video on Sunday, February the 5th, 2017. They ran out of stock quickly the first time that they had these knives. They are so good and in quality and so nice. If you want one, get them now, then come back and watch the rest of the video. Here we go. I know you've heard me say this so many times. I really, really like this knife. The reason I say that is because I do my homework before I buy my knives. And I tend to buy knives that I know that I'm going to like. Of course, I'm wrong sometimes, and the knife ends up being a dud. Very often, that knife just never comes to air. Other times, I show you about that knife, and it's just sort of a mediocre knife, and I tell you about why. And that's the way it goes. But usually I do my research ahead of time. And so I pick out knives that are going to be knives that I'm pretty sure I'm going to like, and I check them out. I'm very picky about my knives. I need them to be budget. The vast majority of my knives come in well under $20 US. These guys are $16.29 and $16.39. I forget which color's which. Price. That's a really low price. That's very common for me. Between $15 and $17, that happens all the time. And a lot of my knives are even $12. A lot of my Sanrenmu knives are under $10 US, and they end up being very good quality knives. Knives that with American brand names would happen to cost $30, $40, $50. This particular knife, if it had an American brand name, I would suggest to you right now that it would cost well over $100 US, no questions asked, and it would sell like hotcakes. People would be lining up and buying these things. It's just that good. And hopefully, I'd really love to see this knife come out in different variations. Like, I'd like to see a solid carbon fiber handle scale. That would be really cool. And maybe aluminum, maybe some other, maybe even a titanium version. Charge us a little bit more money. These will keep selling like hotcakes, I guarantee you. It's a really, really good knife. Let's take a look at this knife that's in front of us today. First, let's talk about the blade. What did they do? Well, they went and got Sandvik steel. No doubt about it. I believe them when they say this is Sandvik C12C27. Sanrenmu uses other Sandvik steel on their knives, on some other models, I should say. And this 12C27 is Sandvik's staple knife steel. They've been making it for over 45 years, improving the process over that time. It's a really good all-round steel, very durable. It can be hardened all the way between 54 and 61 Rockwell hardness. We've got no way of knowing exactly what the Rockwell hardness is on this because I don't have a Rockwell tester. And it doesn't say in any of the specs anywhere. That's one of those kinds of questions I'd like to ask Sanrenmu, but I can't. So let's talk about the specs on the details of this thing. The knife, when it's closed, we're talking 4.5 inches, which is 11.5 centimeters. When it's open, we're talking 7 7/8 inches, which is 20.1 centimeters. The cutting edge on this blade is 3 5/16 of an inch, which is 8.5 centimeters. The thickness of the blade here is 0.12 inches, which is 3 millimeters. It's right around an eighth of an inch. And the weight of this knife is 4.5 ounces, which is 127 grams. We're talking about a really good all-round knife. The weight is good for the size. The fit and finish is really good. The styling is really good. Everything's proportional. It looks good. The only thing I don't like about it is that my oily skin shows up on the blade. That's one reason I like stonewash. That's another. I'd wish this thing came with stonewash. Whew, I'd love that. The this sort of, I call it a candy bar kind of shape. I don't know if anybody else in the industry does. This shape here is really good for any kind of grip. Reverse grip, saber grip, the fist grip, any kind of grip you're going to hold this knife with, it's going to work just fine. There's no jimping anywhere except for on the steel, on the riser of the blade here, and on the lock release here, on the frame, on the liner lock. So your hand can get in there and grab it really tight, and you can hold it any which way you want. That's really good. Oops, sorry for hitting the camera there. The G10 on these two models, we've got a really fine texture on the black and much more coarse on the green. I don't know which one I like better. I like both of those textures an awful lot. They both give actually very much the same amount of grip. It just feels a little bit different, but neither of them slide. If I really had to say which one's better than the other, the fine grip of the black one is actually a little more grippy. We've talked about the blade. You've got that full flat grind, not a full flat grind, a mostly flat grind here. Some people call it a saber grind. The spine of the blade here is rounded, so you're not going to get any hot spots with pressure on here at all. The riser's got some nice gentle jimping on it, good texture. You've got a flat spot here, so if you got a clamping system for sharpening, that works good. This nice big belly here is sharpened really well. The whole knife is sharpened really well, and it just slices really perfectly fine. They did a great job of remembering to put the thumb stud far enough back so that when you're slicing through an apple or whatever, it's not going to hit that thumb stud. So the layout of the knife handle is really great. And when you see the knife blade in relation to the handle for deployment purposes, those little thumb studs, they don't stick out very far. Like on a lot of knives, they stick out way too far. Not on this knife. And yet deployment is so extremely easy. The lighting is terrible right here, but I took the knife apart afterwards just to show you that it's got ball bearing construction. The detent holds the knife enough so that when you go to deploy the blade, it just flies out. You saw the detent suck that in. Great detent on here. See the skeletonizing, see those holes there in that liner? That helps keep it down to the 4.5 ounces. You've got the skeletonizing only on this one side, not on the side that the lock arm is. I really like the open pillar construction. These pillars have really nice little hourglass shape to them. And then you've got this lanyard hole, which is a tube, and it's been anodized blue, this nice bright blue, and it's also got that hourglass kind of shape to it. It's just a little bit bigger. 550 paracord fits through there. No problem at all, really easily. You've got your pocket clip here, and the pocket clip, of course, tip up carry right and left. So you got your pants pocket there, and more than 1/4 of an inch is sticking out, but not an awful lot. On the other side, they left you with a screw instead of just a hole there. That's a really nice touch. So you've got the screw for both sides. I like it when they do that. I really like it when companies make a little plate that fits in the side. That would have been an extra special touch. The hardware, it's all really nice. There's no stripped hardware anywhere. Nothing's been over tightened. Nothing's been, abused. Everything looks pristine. I'm going to give you some close-up shots of some of these screws to show you exactly how good they look. One thing that's been happening already, I've been opening this one with my left hand a fair bit, and the blue coating on this green knife is coming off on the left side already on that thumb stud. So that's a little disappointing. Oh, the thickness of the handle, it's right around 1/2 inch, I believe. Let me double check that. There you go, 13.2 millimeters, which is, just over 1/2 inch, 0.52 inches. The, it feels really good, looks really good. Let's see how well it cuts. Just cuts through that. There's, see those different colors of that wire there? So cuts through wire. Great for wire. Let's see how well it cuts through some paracord. Okay, here we go. Zip through that, no problem. And as you can see, it is genuine 550 paracord with all the paracord in there. I'm just chewing up this wood. It's a pretty sharp knife to be chewing up this wood as much as it is. This is cherry, by the way. Let's see, we've got this banding, the 1-inch wide banding, and it's just going to fly through that, no problem as well. Great knife all around. It's a good knife, cuts well, looks good. Here's some light paper. This is lighter than regular copy paper. That's just a regular push cut, and I haven't even stropped this knife, haven't touched it at all. I bought it when I got them. I've just been playing with them. Done nothing else to them at all. This Sandvik steel is just the cat's meow. I could just do these push cuts all day long. It's when you get this Sandvik steel sharpened properly, like they did at the factory, it just cuts all day long. Really good hardness to the steel, really good sharp edge on it. I really, really, really love this knife. You know me, I've got a Ganzo kick, and I've bought a number of Ganzos where I've received multiple colors of the same knife. I want to get absolutely every 910 that I can get. It's a good knife. I really love this knife. It's the perfect size to EDC. It's a little bit, for those of you guys who have that 3-inch law, I'm sorry that you're, just over 3 inches on this knife, but it's that perfect size for EDCing. I love a 3.5-inch knife for EDC. That's perfect. This is just under 3.5 inches. And the flat kind of grind, just so many good things to say about this knife. I am loving it. $16.39. Please use the links in the description below. If you use the links to buy this from GearBest, I get a tiny commission that helps me to buy some more knives. And if you also use the links, GearBest knows that you've been watching my videos and they know that it's been coming through me. GearBest is sponsoring me and sending me some free knives and some free other products to review. I purchased both of these out of my own money. Just full disclosure for this video. And, just letting you know these things. If you like this video, please click on like. Even if you don't like these knives, if you're into other kind of knives, but you like the video, please click on like. Please share this video with somebody who you think might be interested in a knife like this. Say something in the comments. Let me know what you think about these things. And subscribe. If you're not yet a subscriber, click on subscribe. And once you've done that, click on that little bell so that you can be notified of absolutely every video that comes out. That way it'll stop YouTube from unsubscribing you as well. At the end of March, I've got a big giveaway coming up for my 1-year anniversary. I'm really looking forward to it. This is an awesome knife. I was serious when I said at the beginning to hit pause and go get them. If you're convinced now that you want them, don't even watch the outro. Hit pause right now. Hit where it says show more just above the top comment. There'll be the descriptions. There'll be links for to purchase these knives. Go and purchase a knife, then come and watch the closing, the outro of the video. Because once they're gone, they're gone. I don't know how many times GearBest is going to be able to stock them, hopefully for months and months. But like what happened with some of their Y-Start knives, which are also great knives, they just don't carry them anymore. Like the JIN-01, you just can't find it. And the JIN-02 is hard to find these days too. You want a great knife? I want to show you where the great knives are. This is a great knife. Remember, always cut towards your chum and not your thumb. Bye now.